Yeah, Asher no
That's
raise.
weird.
They're also playing double initiator because the Sky Nerf probably over there. That's the same kind of thing that, you know, you're swapping off of a Sky for a Breach here in the other comp to kind of match the Sentinels thing that we saw, kind of match the Loud flavor that we saw too. It's definitely all meta changes right here inside of this.
I mean,
tell you what,
meta
KRU,
changes, but are they cohesive meta changes? I'm kind of struggling to see the
KRU do some mad stuff as well. KRU come up with some. I'm in for it.
I don't know. It's a little weird, but
the solo breach.
I'll trust them.
I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see how this all plays out. I mean, regardless. I mean,
I
like,
think people don't op enough against it.
Flabbered. But you know what? We are ready for our third and final elimination match of the day. So we need to throw things over to our casters, Riot Games Arena. Make some noise for Mimi and Ender.
Yes, thank you very much to Akeem and the desk. We have a good one on our hands.
Oh, yeah. Isn't the KRU guy the same, the Sentinels guy they interviewed earlier?
The winners of LCQ, and they're playing for one last spot in the play-ins.
It's an insane rematch, but for KRU, they're coming after last year. Yeah, they finished high on LCQ. We don't talk about champions. It didn't happen. But every series they played in Americas, it was so close, losing 3 mappers, losing by 2 rounds. And the first time these teams played, it was the exact same story, losing just by 2 at the finish.
They have to break that streak if they want to stay alive here in kickoff. Split, our first map on this one, and we have got some interesting comps. It is going to be a big change up from what we saw from these teams last time.
Yeah, Kesnet coming in, no raise here for
G2 on defense, KRU on attack. Sheriff comes out, 3 ghosts, 3 classic armors. So we've got util against firepower.
I think that favors the way G2 like to play their rounds.
And this is that new style of KRU, where they're really heavy on these slow defaults. They love embedding Kesnet in weird spots, and that's probably why we see him on the Jet.
Yeah, Kesnet is the lurking duelist.
The only one allowed to do it.
No, it's not your solo Q Reynas, folks. Kesnet will just go get stuff done on his own, and the way KRU call around it is so perfect, waiting for him to take space and get on in. So now at the 110
it's camera spots.
Out mid, nothing here just
camera
yet,
spots.
But it looks like they're going to shift over
flash.
into an A hit.
There's a little trap play and be having
Cypher swings.
Paranoia, but
info.
Instead, they'll hit towards a Cypher trips. Are set up here.
And there's also options for G2 to flash their way out of heaven. Jonah P has full utility, so Leaf and Jonah P can get some serious damage done if KRU try to commit into the site.
Dude, look at this perfect call.
They'll contact up to start.
This actual perfect call. Smoking, knife hits nothing, flash hits nothing.
We're gonna go ahead and take ramp, and check this out. KRU are taking screens control, so they're willingly giving up ramp and pushing 3 players
too low.
over
Yeah, really
into
messed that
screens.
one
They
up.
can take so much control over towards heaven space late in the round. That's where it's planted for, and G2 are not gonna have any info. They're all going through mid.
Balancing act for G2. When do you concede space in heaven? Are you ready for this fight? Kloss on the close corner. Here's Trent hopping
Wait, they
around.
have no idea he's there.
When will they activate this trap? When will they start to fight towards heaven? Time works in the favor of KRU. G2, send it on in. Fallon, not looking, but Trent has got his back.
Fantastic stuff on the sides. G2 get free. It's opened up. They're on the spike now. Kesnet will have to get it all done up from heaven. The reload is there, and G2 Valen closes out the
I feel bad for him.
Beautiful retake to start the game for G2.
That's, yeah,
Just
nice
holding
retake.
that space in heaven was ever critical. And maybe a little bit of a missed opportunity there. Valen wasn't even looking, but they couldn't find that opening kill.
We're going to have to keep our eyes peeled for how G2 played the game, because G2 came into Americas this year with such a unique style. And it's perfectly displayed in that pistol round where they're full playing off of sight. They're looking to retake back through heaven. The same way they played in their previous series versus KRU.
Oh, they're actually going into this as well in terms of that outlaw.
Onto the site as KRU would try to get those plants down.
We're getting a lot of outlaw.
The harder shots are in the back. Oh, trust me, man. That month where I played ranked, I'm not sure I shot anyone in the back.
KRU again, though. We'll start the round nice and slow.
But I definitely missed
The
people.
comp with the double initiator really lends itself to that style.
They can do a lot of early scouting. It also is a little bit less punishing because Klaus can use those flashes earlier on for info. You're always going to have MTA with the flashbangs right behind that as well.
Chat, stop doing the cat.
Their way into mid, actually get that opener. Now they have space into vents.
We've seen how dangerous these eco rounds have been this year, but
Valen is pretty committed on this.
G2 a little more privy to that after their first match.
I say as he walks out easily.
KRU would need this kill over in male to have a real shot in this round. You can see they're running down Valen because they were hoping if they can get that kill into male, maybe they can bait an A player to rotate on over and then go into this pinch in A heaven that they're playing for now.
Cypher Cam is ready here. Stun will go off of it. Aftershock instead. That'll separate off this ramp player. and stall more time in favor of G2. Wall up now.
Jonah P is just so annoying here, playing full stall, still has the gun, has the friend to play with here too.
Great
Surprised
flash, but just blinds the corner of Cloud.
Surprised they went for that instead of the vision block.
Great control on that one.
Great little combo play off of G2.
Alright, and their money's real good. Everyone gets heavy armor. Off from one, right? No, they all good up.
Crew's comp is weird.
It's at least
funky. You don't see stuff like this every day on Split. You're always seeing Rays. You're usually seeing some kind of a sentinel, you know, like the G2 clump heavy.
He's just gonna have a rough time trying to make this one work.
But with Crew, what I think
do they go for something
sort
mad?
of lead on this map, and also how they like to play with Kesnet. They love to let him go do his own thing. So playing for early inserts, whether that's up ramp with a dive, like maybe they could set up here, or into vents, and then freezing in the round, allowing him to feel out the
Air
space.
flash?
I think that's the move for them.
Ooh, sky
damage on
flash.
the Kesnet off that outlaw, but he just has to back away. You notice his
Yeah.
comp, no omen, no
Tank
breach.
one.
That means no line control ability that can make that ramp fight easy.
Yeah, they can do things like left click flashes. MTA can throw from spawn all the way up into ramp. They've got Astra Stars to give them the cheap breach stun. It's not as effective, but it'll get the job done if you're comboing with other pieces of util.
And versus the previous comps we've seen from Crew, no second dive agent means it's
Like
always
this from
that full
G2.
investment
Question mark gets
besides
created. They comp.
Kesnet.
Not good at
And then
clearing
they're just
question
gonna wait
marks,
for the
so
stall utility
they
to fall
smoke
Yeah,
deep.
resetting into mid
They're
here
just
is
checking
interesting,
all
especially
of
'cause
these
G2 has
angles.
taken so much
Yeah.
control over towards A ramp. Mid really is a gap, and all their Cypher util is over on the A site, so it's just Jonah P.
Jonah P has
who could
full
really
util
stop
though.
this hit from coming
Silent
in now.
jump, spot
Stun
stuns.
for Jonah, no one to swing off
And
of it,
the
but
guy back
somehow
side gets
Leaf is
taken
falling
down.
on the other side. This
He does hit
piece
a
now
shot, though.
open for business
Just
as
a
long as
heavy
they can
armor
defend
diff.
with Jonah flash in, and he's taken down a big kill for Crew.
Yeah, Jonah P has been so good.
Yeah,
so
we'll just
far.
see how
It's
much
been
damage they can do on
a
this
little
one.
bit too tall of a task for him in this one.
Here's those embeds we were talking about. Kesnet loves sticking around late in
30
positions
seconds
like
left.
this. And he's ready for the push in mid. One for Kesnet. Next up to bat. It's a swing around the corner. Pull fine up, and Kesnet can't quite adjust onto that.
Okay, nicely
Second
done.
still. The round is out of Cruz.
One armor rebuy, one gun
You are
rebuy.
going to see Kesnet off on his own a lot. You know, in a post plant when Jet has no util, I like to call that like kind of a throwaway agent. You know,
Sure.
if you're any agent that has no util left, you're probably the one that wants to take those early fights, just like Kesnet late and around there too. But again, you cannot underestimate his ability to find space on his own and pick up kills. That was the main reason why their series versus G2 is so competitive.
First rifle round now, and Crew again gonna contest some space over towards B main.
Yeah, except this time, looks like Nets switched his setup to hold over on this B site, and there's a trap play ready to go. Breach can set up a fault line there to play very nicely off of that ramp's control of Leaf and Valen.
G2 loves these trap plays, and playing a new map that Crew doesn't have tape on does give them some advantages for using those setups for the first time.
Yeah, this is the thing, right? Neither of these teams have played this map just yet. In the first series they
I
played,
like how
they
G2's
played
approaching this at
Sunset,
the moment.
Icebox, and
Are they
Ascent.
gonna?
Well, we're
Oh,
getting
dude,
Sunset
this
and
is such a
Icebox
big
after
kill
this.
if they get this.
Hold that thought though, because Melder is in a
Yeah,
bit
and
of
they were
trouble.
not
That
expecting
timing is
that at
so
all.
Unfortunate.
Great walk up by Leaf though. He'll even get
Dog
another
goes in,
one there.
vision block will
The
happen
result
once
now
the
just
smoke
one
goes
hit
down.
away as Crew will revisit their approach in mid. Orb
Oh, wait.
falls, because it needs an opener here.
Yeah, just a bit of a
This guy
jiggle.
loves
Again, this
dueling.
Breach has repositioned all the way back to spawn, and
He's
there is
nice,
a fault
though.
line still ready to go.
Flash up for MTA, but the stun is there, perfect.
Good stall. Now, Kesnet over in vents. Will he go up this rope here? You can see him right there. There's a fight on the cards with Valen very, very shortly. They're causing pressure in B heaven so that Kesnet can look for this timing.
But Trent is just taken down 2 towards heaven, and now Kesnet has to run back and try and recover this spike. The bait, maybe a little
Yeah,
too
it's just
committed,
off the
but
trip
does
over towards
have
heaven
that
here,
spike,
and
not for
Leaf
long. Great
just gets,
spam out of
a
Leaf. Shy is alone
nice
in
timing
mid,
over towards
and
middle.
this
Can't
round
believe he
is
gets out of
judged.
that. Shots from him.
That's one way to call it.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
we get
Trent just
Razor
locking
as
down
well.
B heaven. That was absolutely perfect. And realistically, Crew weren't expecting a fight as aggressive.
3
Their
smoke
read
kills?
on
Nah,
G2 is
they have one
G2.
over
They
towards
played
middle
their
was,
spawn. They played pretty chilled out.
it's only
so they can take
two,
space
right?
a little bit more for free, especially on the Cypher side of the map. You wouldn't expect that forward
Not
fight to
even.
be coming to you. But the fact is, they both fall, and it ruins Kesnet's opportunity to find that timing into A.
Maybe another one.
Managed to
needs
squeeze
faster
out a buy
ramp
on this
pops.
one. Kesnet one away from nice, and
Kesnet just flying at that barrier. Trying to find
dude,
that
they're
opening.
like
There
late
is
in
a
terms of
counter
working out what they want to
showstopper
do
ready
here,
go, though.
for
So
sure.
if they overcommit too much on Crew's side, that ult can come in very quick.
It's weird
This
that they
1v1 is going to be so impactful for the round. Kesnet up ramp,
Oh,
Leaf
what
on the
the-
other side. He's getting pulled by the Astra, and he is down. Great shots by Kesnet. Can they fight for more though? Valen is up for the trade and finds his. So a reset on the round here for G2.
Tons of utility sent out there for Melzer, both the suck as well as the stun back to hit the second player. gives Crew full control of ramps, but this is a situation where Crew
G2 reactively push mid and there's one either side.
Look at this reaction. G2 pushing down mid. Melzer caught off guard, but Trent has lost his teammate.
Yeah, Trent is committed to this. Nice gun on this one as
against.
well. Net also pushing over towards B.
Both players in mid, and that's what they can do, right? When you have so much faith in your duelist to take that ramps control, quickly pivot back into some mid space. It gives you a lot of ability to play with one another.
I love this pause. Shy is so ready for that, but somehow that's
Wait,
the
they
man to win it.
actually have a really good chance of winning this.
Dare I say, too shy to take the shot.
No,
No,
don't
I'm
say
fired.
That.
I'm gone.
Rotation back towards B from Crew. G2.
Yeah, and they're
have
probably
one
gonna
player
expect them
left to
B
hold
main.
on this site. Net towards the spawn side. U-tilt to play off. First player shows the spray is messy, and he doesn't even find one.
This flank into mid, though, is going to be huge. Jonah P has a chance to flash himself in, but the Hell
Low
player fully
HP.
prepared
He doesn't know,
for it.
but he
Ooh,
still
nicely
finds the
done. Good swing
adjustment.
off
One
them.
for one. That's it. Net in the clutch, and Klaus.
Yeah, I mean, they were
He's
together.
got
They
the
actually made
swing.
this very
Crew,
doable.
a second.
Net hits that shot over towards spawn.
These parasites aren't going to take one
Another
step
good post plant
past
from
this
Crew
place.
coming in right there. And I wonder if they're going to be a little bit more mindful of these mid rotates, right? They
Yeah,
open up the round
that's-
for a great
it's
little
been,
play there. They react to
been
the
rough for a
mid-round
couple of
aggression
players.
from G2 as well. Seems like they're very well aware of the way G2 are trying to play into them. I was a little concerned for G2 after watching their previous game when they were playing a little bit slower in the early rounds, but seeing them take space in the mid rounds is a very promising
Op
sign.
comes out,
Leaf
Leaf
is
with his
off his
ult,
ramp.
and we're about to get
Looks like
a
he might
lot
get
of ults
tested
on
again.
lane.
Out of my way.
Flash up, and Leaf will concede
Leaf got hit
that
by the
one.
knife as well,
Yeah,
so
Knife ends up hitting him as well, so Showstopper
Yeah.
out of commission for the time being.
You see the little util combos with this comp. Lots of early stuff can be invested to try and get Kesnet up on a line. This time it fails, and this means no dash. Crew's gonna have to play this round so slow.
It is a huge win for G2 if they can keep these players from getting ramps control. The spike still in market. Crew weren't looking to finish over an A. Again, they just wanted the embed. And as a matter of fact, they still left the knives in Kesnet to go for a little bit of a ramps play. They can throw up the wall for him and try to get him some space on that side.
G2, they've shown a willingness to leave mid-control and just set up these trips.
they use
Crew really
that.
still has to take their time
I've
on the
never
clear, though.
seen
Yeah,
anyone
mid
use
ends
a
up
Viper
usually
like
being a gap
this.
with a comp like this, right? You have passive info in Cypher, but no
They're
Sky
doing
reaches your solo
normal
initiator,
wall,
so
but then
unless
they're
you're
throwing the
fighting into mid,
smoke
maybe you
over
have a jiggle
towards
peek, but
B
more than
like
likely you're
this,
just banking on a Cypher camera to see up into
just
heaven.
to
And
make
when
sure
your
that
Raze
no one
has it
plays
off,
deep
those
B
reclears
control.
are off the table. Not a great cam here.
I've got
Paranoia
your
primed off it. Another classic G2 trap play, but it won't be activated.
Now Seekers are coming in, and Kesnet is still over an
30
A.
seconds
This
left.
battle
Yeah, the
against
rotate's
Leaf is
really
huge.
good.
Leaf
Leaf goes
is the
over towards
only
site. He has
point of
nade,
stopping power
ult.
G2 have.
A slow start to the season for the Star. What can he do in this round? Rocket.
Oh, man.
Damage.
What a shot.
Connects though. Great out of Leaf. Can he
What
get
a
it?
shot again.
Absolutely. More shots still yet to come. Valen is in for support. Kesnet in the back lines. 1 bullet left. Can he find the
10
shot?
seconds
Leaf.
left.
Yeah, his
biding
and go
the
over
time,
towards
only
site
10
as well, gets a new
seconds for Crew to
position.
try and get this
Man,
one
look at
down.
Leaf go
And
on
Leaf's
this. This
got
first shot
another.
was actually really sick.
G2, an excellent hold on A.
Only one guy to hold for those first few fights. Couldn't ask for a better player than Leaf to hold it down.
And you see how reliant these Crew rounds are on those early setups. When they're denied their space in A, I mean, those shots are clean.
Yeah, well, he ducked out of it, is what the observers were trying to tell us. He was right on the money. Kesnet with a little bit of a swoop, but it can't secure him the round at the end. Important for Leaf to have a big round here at the start, though, because I think Leaf, for a lot of people, was supposed
Instant
to come into the
reposition,
G2 roster
and
be the
looks like
superstar.
Viper's actually going back
The
to.
first few showings from
Wait,
Leaf, they were okay, but they were
where is
not
the
the
Viper
same Leaf that were
smoke now?
known to seeing.
But you don't have really the same resources that he had committed to him on Cloud9. He has to really find a different position
Dude,
on
they
the
had
team
the
than what he's used to.
weirdest.
Yeah, back on Cloud9,
Viper
you
util.
get 2
Did he just
flashes on most of their comps, maybe even
not
3
board
back
it,
in
or
the
can
day
I
when he was
just not
playing
see
against
it?
the guard.
Yeah.
The 2022 days now, it is just a breach. They're playing so many. G2 in all of their games have played double smokes. They're a heavy control team, and it's really up to Leaf to take his fights more often than not on his own.
The way Tex, a former teammate of Valen on that, when they were the guard, described his calling was he felt like a pawn in his system, and that's very different to what Leaf is used to on Cloud9. Previously,
site, now
a
that's
very
his
active
cage.
voice in the team.
Yeah.
I think he
Now
didn't
they
buy
take a
one.
Step back. Crew are on a half buy here, but still a little dangerous. They have a lot of space up into A heaven, but that cam and stun again set up to contain.
Look how passive G2 are ending up playing this one, though. Jonah P still full utility coming out of heaven. Look at that fall line. They can't go anywhere. The shots from Net are great. He's got
This
the
setup,
one-way.
man.
Yeah, look at that. That's sick.
This site is so brutal to break with how well Jonah P is supporting Net.
Yeah, G2's looking drilled.
30 seconds left.
Net still not cleared out of his rat hole in the backside. He's got another chance, and of course he'll connect another shot. Shy does find that
It's so
trade,
good on that.
Only 20 seconds left.
As long as Shy doesn't put his all into it,
fully
fine.
into elbow, he's just overwhelmed. And Melzer, just a sheriff, can find a shot.
Hey, nicely done. Let's see how they go for their full bang. Yeah, that setup is really cool.
G2 starting to pull ahead on this defense.
KRU put a bit into that one too, even on the half buy, locking down the.
It's always
the
nice having
Cosmic
like that
Divide to see
trip
if
in
they
front
can
of
get
you
into
as
the
well, to
site.
be fair.
But one thing that KRU are probably going to need to challenge for is they need to get this fault line out of the hands of Jonah P much earlier in round. The majority of time he hasn't even been defaulting that, I don't believe. He's just been holding it and punishing KRU when they slowly creep up and eventually go for the exec.
If you're KRU, how do you deal with these trap plays? Because thus far they have been punishing them and that slow contacty style they love.
I think first things
What's
first,
on
they
Trent
need
on
to
Viper
look
at the
to
moment?
pinch their
I
way
mean,
into sight. So, like,
he plays it good. The setups make sense. I think G2 used Viper like one of the best.
And that just means that the fault line is going to own you. That means that the smokes
I don't
and
think
the
I fully
stall,
understand
choke stall
the
is going
switch, to
own
be
you.
honest,
So
but
instead of that, they need to vary up their approach,
I
get
don't- I'm
mid
not
control
sure
split into sites, but more
we're meant to
importantly,
or
they
even need
get
to.
this fault line out of Jonah P's hands, or when they are execing into sites, feint that a little bit more so they're not just caught out in the open. Now they know that Jonah P is loving to float between screens and sort of the spawn outside of A Heaven, and that's where the fault line's going to destroy you.
Timeout comes to a conclusion for KRU. Still plenty of rounds to turn this attack back into their favor, and some big ults starting to come online.
Yeah, that null command is going to be a very important one for MTA here. We also haven't really seen KRU work towards the B side of the map at all. It's been all about ramps control. It's been about mid as well, because G2 aren't really playing there. This is going to be the first round that we have Leaf posted up in vents with the operator. So in the mid round, that's where Leaf could pose some serious problems for KRU. They've been showing extremities early and
What's
then
A
walking
again?
back into mid without using a ton of util.
And then
that's where
smoke in the
Op
middle.
carves you.
Leaf this time.
There's like it's basically just a default if they go aggro B all the time that you can
As KRU
do this. I mean, you can obviously pick it up as well.
Haven't seen them end on
It
the
makes a
site
lot of
yet.
sense why
Yeah, I believe
G2
they
are trying
showed
to
the
heavily
early,
prioritize
recon knife
in
as
terms
well
of
as
Heaven
the
because
sky
they can just get
flash
full
on
info.
K.
Do you even think they
Feigning a
started
bit of
doing
an
this one
embed
way, which I
on the
haven't seen
ramps,
for a
but of
long
course
time?
The Cypher cam is there, and Cypher's playing away from his trips because the null command is up. Those trips over on B, but Cypher chilling out on A.
Yeah,
That
it's a
means
nice
those trips will be
anti-KO.
online when this exec comes through.
And there's no way KRU's expecting it. Dash in, Kesnet is caught, and he might be taken care of too. Somehow still alive, but Trent still finds
It's a
two.
lovely,
spraying through that
lovely
cage.
setup from G2
Eventually
here.
the duelist falls as well,
steps
and
ahead.
it's already only down to 2. They'll try and tap on the revive, try and find an opportunity, and somehow MTA's actually gotten online. Not for long. Great spray out of Jonah.
And just another brutal death. Now the Cypher unloads. We've got the Neural Theft online. These two players completely trapped. But hey, that's just perfect protocols. It's not flashy Valorant, but it is simply press tab. Enemy has the KO ult.
30
Cypher
seconds
set up
left.
on B and play on A. Because it wasn't just the trips that posed
This
problems
is
for KRU on the hit.
this
it was
is
also
a
the one
save.
ways that he set up. He did a full B
Man, what
setup
a-
apart from his camera.
what an unreal
and KRU
round
just
for them
walked
as well.
straight into it and get destroyed.
The thing is that
Stay
you
by
said
for the
just
rest of this
full
half.
tap, but it's more complicated than you think. You
Jonah
really
P
have to be
still has his ult.
proactive in seeing those
Yeah.
things to actually give your Cypher enough time to run these varied setups.
Enemy on the
It
cost too, they
shows
actually
how
bounce
much
off each other
practice
pretty
G2
well.
has put into this map that they can just call anti-KO setup and they know what's up.
Yeah, it does
They-
sound a
they
little
kinda
silly
sound
when it's
like
just
they've been
it
casting for like a
requires
long,
focus
long
because
time
you only
together.
have 30 seconds between rounds. I think there was a
how much
timeout
you
before
have to
that.
focus on.
Yes.
Your IGL's making a call. You're figuring out what you have to buy. What's your opponent's economy? What are their alts?
Also, because at the start of those 30 seconds, you're already moving.
Yeah.
Like, if you're walking to the wrong side of the map, that can just mess
It's so
you up.
easy to just auto.
They have? How long,
default
though?
Position.
I'm talking
literally,
like
IGLs
years.
are calling. I think the first thing they need to be saying is like, what is our Sentinel setup on this round? Like, what side of the map do we want you on? Because they got to move quick.
And if you know a team's going to be good at that, it's G2. These boys have been together for ages.
Since the
They
Stone
both
Ages
took
of
a
Valorant.
1.23, yeah, that's true.
GCT Americas.
It's been a
back in
couple of years. Oh, okay, well then
Challenger
fair
days.
They
play.
didn't have Vandals, they
Then
just had
that makes a lot of
rocks back then.
sense.
Just had rocks. It was a really violent sport, Valorant.
Yeah,
Just
their
full
flow's
melee.
good with each
Thankfully,
other.
we've moved on from that, but Cyphercam again up on B. And with no pressure in mid, it's going to be pretty tough if they just want to go for a hard exec here. Thus far, KRU has been getting carved by net on these sites.
Yeah, they're just trying to bait out, again, early utility, the fault line. But hey, fault line, still up. Breach ult, still up.
We are
Good
going
luck,
straight
folks.
into this
That was
one.
not good enough to bait out any of those abilities, and you're walking into the op.
Now
just
what?
like I was talking about. Perfect position for Leaf, and he gets out in a bubble.
And
Great
that,
escape from Leaf.
oh
There's
man,
even
it
still
all
a
went
trick
so
there, like,
wrong.
So they have
He ended up
information that
Astra.
they can just rat off of.
He ended up stopping the person flanking, running after him because the Astra suck.
I don't think it explodes there.
It's so funny.
I'll pick it up. A lurk from Melzer into A main. Oh, and his shoulder showing there from Jonah P.
Secret
a bit of a
agent.
Mistake.
Net's in a rough
Punished by
spot
Klaus.
here, but this smoke is really, really good. And
Does Net wanna play
Melzer?
this? No control in main, but Net deletes the lurk with his friend. They're coming
Dude, I
up
really
through
don't
fence as
like
well,
the
but
crew
look at the paint shell,
default.
Molly
So
combo.
good.
Instantly, they're ready to snap on that and get the rotates into B.
And look at where Net is gone. Walked all the way up into B main. Still has a trip on that site, and his teammates are here very fast for the retake. Net, first shot, that is a clean connection, and Leaf arrives on the scene.
Dude, Leaf with the op right now,
Beautiful
looking
shutdown
real
by
confident.
G2.
Can we just talk about that, right? Like Net diving in, getting his first kill, backing up instantly. Then the CT players are fighting with the paranoia assisting Leaf on that first fight. It is money.
Normally you watch crew play an attacking side with a comp like this, and they're really good at finding the gaps, at playing this slow style. I think to me this is really showing how much G2 learned from that first game. It's a different
What
map,
it feels
but
like
they have such better protocols
is that,
to deal with a team that is
and I could be
always
completely
contacting
wrong,
around the map,
but
always
it feels
playing
like
hyper
crew
slow.
watched the
those
demo
protocols are
G2,
taking space on a ramp
and
in
on the
mid
demo
round and also
G2 they
walking out into mid.
just took
Yes.
B main
Now they've got
control
that
all the
up
time.
back in mid once again because it's so effective.
And that's
almost
why
traps crew into
the
this
amount of
B
times
site.
they wanted to make sure that they hold on to it and fight it with the smoke.
And broken on B.
And then now they're like in some
Still
weird
that
limbo
breach
where they
full
don't know what to do with
utility.
the smoke.
They did not do a good
And they're
enough
not
job
creating
last
pressure
round
over
to
towards
avoid
A heaven.
Commit to a hard hit.
Yeah.
When this breach is flying near a
And
site.
it's just
And now
like,
they have to like use their dog in mid, which is okay, but they also use the knife.
I haven't played Split for a while.
That
I really just don't get. I really just don't get what their plan is.
So 40 seconds into the round, space taken in mid for crew.
Classic crew round, Kesnet lurking to be, and then we can maybe snap up into A heaven.
And every
just
single
break the
time,
trip, and that gets the
G2 can
fault line.
just
That
get
is
full
big.
info.
But
Like the wall goes
there's
up and they're
still
like,
breach
sure,
ult online,
we'll just
and
push
that
heaven
is the
and just
bigger worry for
just
crew.
check.
Fault line will be back at
And for a
20 seconds.
comp
They have 30 seconds
that
now
struggles to
make a
get
move.
info,
As you say, Jonah P
I just
playing
Now
back
the
at spawn.
paranoia here as well.
I
There it
just don't
comes.
get it.
Ult ready to go as well. They want to flood into this site. Help Net stay alive in the back line.
Net is the problem. They have to take him down, but he gets his first, swinging back in for a second.
And he actually
before
has
it's
to get
finally
more
dealt with.
backside.
Crew
Yeah,
now have the site.
unlucky.
Winning position here for G2 though in the post line. If they can stop this ult, if they can get Shy out. Jonah ahead of it, but he loses a critical fight.
The timing was so good, but they were
Leaf,
ready for him.
wanting
Now
any
Leaf,
other
he
gun
needs
on
someone
this.
to peek him with the operator. Getting back into this is almost impossible.
Double satchels, a nade. He's gonna try and go for it into the pit. But surely he doesn't have a shot at this one. Money to support an attempt, but he's getting decayed by the pit on the other side. Melzer knows his position and the spam. It will connect.
A very important round there for crew, and that is crew playing exactly the kind of Valorant they want to play. It's around Kesnet on the lurk and baiting out that breach stun. That was the biggest win they have gotten yet in one of these default opening rounds for crew. If they can continue finding stuff like that in other areas of the map, they could get a couple more before this half closes.
Crew heavier start towards mid in this round. And this time, no up online for Leaf. Instead, it'll just be the pit. And G2 is actually playing a setup to be able to fight into B main if they
normal
get
pressure.
contact there. And crew might be falling for it.
Yeah, they're all on that side of the map. Shy doesn't really have any space towards A. He's just playing a contained position on that side now, too. And look at that, paranoia and fault line ready to go. It
Oh,
baits it out,
boy.
though. On both pieces, paint shells, how much damage can we get? Leaf instantly floored. And the trap play fails.
Still, there's another layer to this defense. Smoke will go up. They still have that Viper's Pit in mid. This is by no means easy to get into.
Not at all, especially depending on how aggro Trent wants to look. You can still see with 3 players in main, they might need to go back into mid and re-clear. Klaus still has the dog, which is very important to get back into this mid space. All they have to do is force this Viper to take steps back into B heaven, and they can bring that pit down.
But they'll walk all the way around the world back to
Yeah,
A.
there's gonna be a lot
And
on
that
net
means
again.
Yet again,
What
the
setups he got this
pressure of
time?
This round is on Net.
Yeah, but the problem with this is
Double kill trip.
they're gonna come in here. Net
He can buy a
probably
lot
good
of
for
time.
one
Dude,
back
he
here.
has
Doesn't
no
have to
one
worry about
even
any lurks
close.
because of the camera.
He has to
MTA
somehow
has
kill
none.
like
If he can hit this Cypher, that
3,
is a round-winning proposition.
and he's got a
If
Seekers
Net
on him
stays
and a
alive
dog.
has his util, he is good to go. But down goes the util.
yeah.
Net just his gun to work
Oh.
with here, and he is forced to escape.
Yeah, gonna play full retake now. Jonah P has the fault line, and Net gets his first, stepping in.
It's
It
a
is
great
traded out.
take.
3-on-3, and the spike
10
will be
seconds
planted.
Heaven control retaken for G2. But that Viper late to rotate back through mid. And only one flash to work with.
Not gonna find anything off of the first. Double stack into elbow. It's hard to break back into the site.
Smoke for main. It all just comes down to the shots now for G2.
Yeah, and Shy secured this.
And he adjusts.
Eyes on Shy though. Shy all the way up in heaven was able to see the planter, but Trent is waiting for him potentially. Takes the first fight and gets it. Now ready for the second.
Oh.
One-on-one, and Shy
The first ever time that's actually come through, because it looked like it wasn't going to happen like this.
This man was the prospect.
Nicely done. He's fragging pretty heavy. As much as I'm not enjoying his util too much, he's fragging heavy.
Why KRU picked him up. A massive clutch. That fourth round could really be the difference between a 9-3 and a 5-7 half.
Wow, Shy is so sick with it. 12 kills in the first half on a Viper attack. Those kills are coming in late in rounds, right? It's always those clutch moments when he's got to be there. And he's been showing up, even in the previous series versus G2. Shy was the guy to look out for if it wasn't Kesnet.
Ender? Yeah, no, Ender's been casting for a while. I was just wondering it's like an actual duo.
KRU can afford to do something a little bit faster if they want to.
Keep your eye on, can they break any Cypher util? Can they get breach util? Fault line still available. I know I'm saying it over and over, but this is the way G2 play. They stall you out in the chokes.
Yeah, and it's
another one
and they won't fall for the anti-KO. Wait, they're gonna do something really smart.
And where Kesnet is across the map from his
They're gonna do something really, really smart here. Or not.
Yeah, just spamming there for the cringe little spot you can play on the corner. And he's ready for it. Leaf there evens things up very quickly, but still there's a lot of uncertainty in the minds of G2. The Cypher cam was broken. Players could be up in a heaven, and that's what they're rotating into.
Critically, they still have 2 trips towards B, which means Trent can solo anchor.
No.
Oh, that flash. It
still though,
KO
it's definitely going to get him over towards site here.
Moment, not sure where to play.
KO all committed. KRU will go into A, and G2 maybe set up to try and flood, just spamming through the smoke. Can they find a connection?
That was a nice ping, to be honest.
Goes the other way. MTA takes down
yeah, they actually have a good amount of damage done.
Wants to get ahead of this one.
Klaus still has his heal if he wants to help these guys on site.
He's gotta wait for Trent to get the fight. No, he's going!
And it connects on nothing. Just wanted to clear that close corner. Still
dude, Shy secures the round again.
He'll bounce
Look at him go.
And still not out of the smoke. And Shy yet again flanks around and finds his shot. It is
he did good to make him have 5 here.
For KRU. After a very tough start to this half, they have recovered to 5-7.
The timeout worked wonders for them. They started taking way more
try and
space
pick up
early on,
baiting
out all the utility, and of course, Shy.
You gotta give.
Once again, those last 2 rounds, the re-wraps into heaven.
The problem is it happened too late.
Can't help but draw the comparison to yesterday's
and I think
game.
you gotta give you gotta give him a good go at it.
Slip. That cannot happen again here on Split. Still, it's anyone's game.
The thing is, they've looked pretty good. So
as earlier, we got to chat
I think if you were part of the team, you wouldn't want to try and do it, even if you like believed it was an upgrade. If like you've actually been doing good in prax, and even like their last performance against G2 looked good.
What I'm expecting for next game is for them to just fix up the minor mistakes that they made versus us, and come back with fire to win the lower bracket. I mean, from here on out, it's do or die to make Madrid. So I'm expecting a really, really strong KRU, even stronger than last time. And it was very close last time, so we'll see how this game goes. And as long as we can get literally 1% better, I think we'll come out with a win again.
1% is all it takes in close matches like this. When we had Valen on the desk, he said that was the difference between the top and the bottom team in the league.
And KRU are no strangers to the 1%. The 1% in every series they played last year.
Valen, yeah, he's good with this stuff.
In them not winning anything in the regular season. They've got to turn around this time.
Where's Dorsey? Thanks so much for the 15 months. Appreciate the prime.
Wait,
thank you, bro.
Jones tweeted that?
That's crazy.
Is that the real? Is that Harrison Ford or the real Indiana
no, it's
Jones?
The real guy, actually.
That's so sick. Or the dog. That's what the dog's called, Indiana.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now
I have
you know.
no idea what
Lord
you're talking about. That's awesome, though. Good for you. Critical
Someone gets it.
Critical piss around here coming into the second half for honestly both of these teams. Talk to me about how this comp with the double initiators for KRU will play now if they switch sides.
Yeah, honestly, I think KRU's comp is pretty well suited for defense, especially when it comes to flushing out any sort of lurk ideas over towards A.
Swifty, not a chance,
the sky
dude.
Flashes, which you actually can use to scout more with, because you've got the KO backup. Also the dog, the KO knife. It's almost impossible to lurk up ramps or into vents and embed and wait there, because on the cycles of those knives, which come every 40 seconds, you're very likely just going to be flushed out.
G2 set up towards B main on this pistol
Kesnet,
round.
Sheriff, back
and
of
Crew
B.
is full stacked on the other side.
And
Kesnet,
hold on.
Probably going to get some
No,
action.
they're stacked on B. Kesnet is on B. That means they're stacked on B.
Oh!
Yeah, that's just how Kesnet works.
I wasn't familiar with this game. I apologize.
3 games and it's not enough. Soon enough, we'll all be familiar.
Okay, there's something to do with
Once
the
they
knife
start
there.
winning
Like
those
the knife came
1%
in,
games,
they took B
people
main
will
control, and
remember.
then they're just like, sure, now we want to head over towards A.
Looks like G2 might go for a little bit of a
Yeah,
fake
so they
peek
really wanted
into
to.
main here. Well, that fake could mean instant death.
They want to
It's
fake
not enough
originally
to
anyway.
actually
They were
convince
just waiting for a
Crew
knife.
to rotate off. You can
Actually
see.
pushing forward and said we might get a brawl in A main if they commit to this.
I think Crew have some kind of an idea. Like, that's not a real full commit. Maybe with a paranoia and smokes, though, it could be.
But look how quickly they're coming. Into
No,
A main
they
for
bought
G2.
Oi,
it.
that
Just
peak
at the
though,
wrong time,
that
they
peak
start
gives
to
them
rotate, but
extra
instead now
info.
they've seen the
And
error
now
in
there's
their
a
ways.
wall to
They
going
stick
on.
around. This main fight is the round.
Wait, is
NTA
Astra?
finds a critical opener. Melzer, a great angle, and absolutely no one is looking at him. This man finds
Beast.
another connection, and he just keeps on
And
going.
Kesnet gets the kill
The
in
stack
heaven on the
other side
lurking
for
rays
Kesnet
as well.
Works out too. He finds Leif. And this fake
30 seconds
utterly
left.
dismantled.
Yeah, that was sick. Crew not falling for that trick.
Yeah, that
at all.
extra
And
peek
actually
that they
liked it
did
'cause
over
you
towards
kept
heaven
spawning a few
was
times. They kept
everything.
wanting to walk into ramp, didn't commit into it, and now Kesnet closes
that was
out
nice.
for flawless.
Kesnet
It was like
coming
that.
online in
It
the
was like
second
that
half.
one guy
A
didn't trust the rest of his
dangerous
team.
proposition.
They kind of jumped and they were like, "Yeah, it's
Especially
clear."
because
They
with
ran
this
off and he
jet
was like,
pick,
"Let me
you
just give
thought
this
a Raze
one
could op,
extra
yeah,
look."
Raze is cool with the op, but the jet is where it really comes online.
Oh yeah.
You can see the effectiveness of the stall because in the early round, Crew didn't really waste any utility. I think they spent an early knife, maybe a sky flash, but not much more than that. Still had full gas on the Viper. No way G2's getting in.
Yeah, dude, we gotta. I get loads of sleep after this. Don't
Those
worry.
actually unlock these faster hits. We're a lot more likely to see a paranoia and a stun combined with Leaf double satcheling into space. They can really vary the pace in a way that Crew couldn't.
Dog, what's up?
I-
How
really
how
what
we
I'm-
doing?
I'm curious about is how does the KO knife affect things? Like if it comes in mid-hit, that can cause a lot of problems for if your duelist's out there and all of a sudden the flashes go offline. Just
Of course,
like
Doug,
here,
this
the
game's
knife
on, bro.
hits, the Viper orb is up. Tough getting back
Am
into
I
that
watching
deep
that?
or in
Nah,
mid-space.
no.
I feel like you could identify a Crew
I do the
hit
semis
just
and the
by looking at a
finals for
minimap with
China.
all of
That's
their
like the
info
only
going, 'cause
schedule that
no
works.
one else is as willing to just always have their jet alone on a
Yes.
site. It like reminds me of Loud last year with Ospas, where they're just, okay, we trust him. He can hold it down alone. And let's see how well he does at it. Dash popped. Little support with the nade there, and G2 just waiting to activate. Kesnet gets out at the right time, and we'll try and get ahead and find a shot. This
Kesnet,
man
man.
just keeps on peeking, keeps on fighting, but it's shy instead to get his kills. Flash up for MTA, and with that spike down on the other side, this should be cleaned up soon.
Dude, I
Melzer
tell you
has the
what, they
trade
got
in.
outrageous
Got a bit
damage done
dangerous for a
there.
second there. Those classics are doing
Outrageous
some work.
damage.
But good enough to tie things up, that's for sure. Now 5 in a row for Crew.
Beautiful shots out of Shy again.
Good eco, yeah, they did so much.
All right, G2 setting up for a stun line into
Kesnet.
ramps. Actually, never mind. I got baited. It looked
Kesnet was about to buy, but
actually
then he got.
owned.
Dude, Kesnet's a loose
Just be
cannon,
back into
man.
mid-space. Although maybe
He
this
actually
time,
does
because
it,
last
dude.
time there was a KO knife, there was a
He's,
lot of investment
he has.
from
He,
Crew into
no
mid.
one can tell
G2
this guy
might
what
try
to do.
Show presence with just 2 players,
No
kinda
one
like
can
on
tell him what
pistol,
to do.
where
He
Blaze
actually
walked
just buys
B
into
main,
this.
And then those 3
Bonus
A
round,
players
he's-
might look for a little bit more.
He bought it,
Could also just be
and
holding
then
to make sure there's
it
no
was like someone
aggression
said
without way
no,
into them.
and he's like, "Yeah, sure." And then there's like 2 seconds left. He just buys it.
Are G2 gonna try and sell another fake here?
There.
Raze and Breach alone in mid.
Wow, the timing on that
Crew
could
might
not
want
have
to
been
fight
better.
through this. They have a molly ready. They have a flash on the other side. This trap play is going to be activated. Leaf is in the eye of the storm, and he gets
Well, they have a
nothing
really good
for it.
chance with this
Yeah,
one
there's
now.
huge
Have to
utility
be a
put
big
down in the
retake over
corner
towards
right
A.
there too, so no one could be hiding around any of that. Shot down Leaf, couldn't allow
Nice,
Jonah
3
P.
people on the
Angle back
radar
in the
from that
fight.
jump peak. Heavy rotate comes in,
Causes scene
especially with the knife
where
over
this
towards
hit
B.
is
There's
gonna
a chance
The A
it
side.
spotted all 4.
G2 take the site, but Crew in a good position here with Kesnet recovering that rifle on the retake.
Yeah, and 3 flashes to support him. It is the Kesnet show. What can he do?
One of those flashes is gone.
3-person
MTA and
ramp.
Kesnet.
A
They're the
lot
duo
of
that
this
have
is
to
on
win
that.
this round for Crew.
Did he try
Clear
tag one
down
with his
ramp
cam?
net. biding his time, trying to find the opportunity to swing through this smoke and activate Melzer. Can he hold long enough? Can he shut him down?
Look at the patience on Melzer.
When does Net go? When does Net flip? He's active. Shot connects, another out of Net. And they have shut this one down. G2.
Yeah, some shots. Now what on earth does he buy? Does someone have to take a judge and drop him?
Fantastic patience from Net on that one. If he walks out of that smoke, he is done for. Melzer was hard holding him, but as soon as that bloom went away, he was right on the money. Still some cool ideas we saw from KRU, right on the bonus here. Look for that fight into mid. That re-clear is going to be really effective for them, and a potential problem for G2.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
Agreed.
True.
Poor Melzer, bro. Well, you bought that round,
Once
sure.
again, it is just a lot of this ramps control.
Give me a share.
Fairly similarly, where even last round, last half, KRU would put a lot of players into A main. The spike would clearly be over in market. This time, just selling it with the flash, which I don't think KRU are going to buy.
They won't.
Although one thing with this KRU comp is they
Once
don't
the
have
dog goes out, it's not going to see
You don't
anyone.
have the Sentinel Cypher
Does
that
discover
just
the
has
trip.
camera permanently. They're really
He got to check so much. Yeah, they leave Jed, and even the...
That's just one player. That tells you it's a
Yeah, even Klaus is going to rotate in.
Here, Mimi.
Might actually be misinformation, if anything. Throwing a beast stun online.
This exec is brutal.
Melzer, can he get out of this one? Leaf into the site. The stun is perfect. And that is a big opener to find G2.
What, you're anchoring over towards B? Well, enjoy your sheriff. Like, come on, man.
Post plant in a good position as the smoke fades. Shy wants to take a fight of his own, though.
G2, full information. 2 players heaven, 1 player towards alley. Kesnet's got to find a fight, but KRU are going to call this one off. There is just no chance.
The money is so low.
Yeah.
None of these players would be able to buy next round if they die. So the hunt could
I would be
actually
so
be
tilted right now.
Yeah, if they could find a kill, it would be.
Oh.
Well, check this out, because the fault line hits this jump peeker right on the Astra. And what I thought was really interesting was the Paranoia. Instead of just going down that common lane, a lot of times Paranoia will just go straight here. If you can see the yellow line. But the Paranoia was sent onto the Rafters line and actually hit MTA as he was trying to flood out of that heaven smoke. So a little bit different util pattern there, knowing where G2 or where KRU wanted to play, and it made fighting that side impossible.
Leaf on the prowl for the most dangerous game. The stun is there. Can he take away any of these rifles? None. Ripped away. Great from KRU to hold on to that.
Yeah. A miracle, honestly, with the stun connecting from a mile away. And now checking in on those guns.
Dude, I missed it as well. Ben Dog. Don't worry about it.
The Bucky's getting some love this tournament.
And on KO, I feel like I've seen it on so many KO players this tournament as well.
I mean, it just makes sense. You can flash, and then you kill them with the Bucky.
Solved. Valorant is so easy, maybe.
That's so true.
Bucky Frenzy.
Heavy setup towards A.
How's a Frenzy no armor this time?
Play of their own, a call. And again, I mean, Kesnet is always alone, just walking around the map.
Yeah, he is their passive information because he is just, you know, looking at the enemy spawn all the time. He's all the way up there. KRU did this a lot, though, in their series versus G2, where on the eco rounds, it would just be Kesnet on his own and a 4-stack on the other side. So far this game, we've seen the A-stack, we've seen a mid-stack, now we're back to the A. And Trent's all on his own.
Oh, no. The timing on this is unreal.
Close corner. No one's looking at him. Connects on 2. Trade is there, but
he gets in for the... They know where everyone is apart from one.
Kesnet has to find an opener before the pinch comes in from heaven.
Dash pop.
Dash propped. Kesnet for 1.
Wait, where's my guy Heaven?
Pressure will soon come from Heaven. Does he know about Leaf? Now he's aware. Kesnet out of the sight.
Yeah, doesn't want any more with that. Evens it up 3-on-3, and it's 3 rifles for KRU. Melzer even has the ult on the retake, and the spike is planted in a safe position. G2 have to play up.
No flashes, though, for Klaus. It's going to be brutal to break these crossfires.
Watch what Raze is, though. Leaf has the potential to backstab.
Yeah, Astra ult goes in.
Too if he wants to get active.
Means they have to play over towards the site.
Is great. Both the members of G2 on this site
Leaf went really early.
Try and hold things down, but their player
it wasn't a good plant, so that might be part of it, but...
is on the leader and his sentinel. Net in the close corner, finds his first shot. Wow! Valen connects as well. The leader is clean with it. And now it's the IGL on the other side who has to try and win this clutch. The timer is ticking. There's a cam in his way.
It's done from them.
And Net has got the shot.
That was pretty. Net
yeah, that was really good over towards site.
How nicely they can play off.
I definitely think Leaf didn't have to go until like the trip, especially when the trip was down. He could have literally just used that as his thing.
Then you've got Net stepping back in front of it. Oh, it was amazing. I hope we see that. Obviously, Trent was able to get a couple at the start, but it's this finish here, the 1-2 duck and dive. That was so nicely played. Again, swinging back in after Net got that first kill.
And I love how instant the call is. They see that Astro Roll come up, instantly they're smoking, they're getting ahead of any timings and being able to still set themselves up an advantageous post plant. I think that also goes back to comms of knowing that they don't have a Sky Flash, so they can stay
last
forward.
timeout for them.
Yeah, literally all it takes is Valen saying, I got you, and Net trust him. Valen doesn't
Upload
have
map
to,
3
say,
VODs.
okay, after you get your kill, throw down the cage, then I'm going to swing in before the cage. He's not doing that. Right?
They just know.
IGLs don't do that.
Map 3 VOD is up.
With Net, they play so nicely together. It really shows that camaraderie and you know, their grind through Ascension.
Second timeout here for KRU. They're running out of chances on their map pick of Split.
In their defense, been a lot of ecos, been a lot of bad buys. So now that they actually have
But I
the
think
money
as
to
Josh is a
full
coach,
fight here,
yeah, he's
should be
good,
better
man.
suited.
And to
Pretty
credit
confident.
G2, they have not been losing those ecos in
They,
the way they were in this last match.
They have a good way of thinking about a lot of util.
I will shout out quietly Melzer has
Anyone
been
that can
very
anyone
aware
that
of
can
all
make
these
the
late
Haven look as
rewraps
good as
from
they did
G2.
is
So that's not where G2 are
has a
winning their
good
fights in
mind.
the post plan all the time. You know, Net won his, but Melzer was ready for it. What G2 are really doing is finding those aggressive moves from KRU, abusing that
Stun in
overstack
double
that
satchel.
they have, and not getting dominated by Kesnet on the other side.
Last chance here for KRU. They lose this round, their money is broken. They'll have the loss bonus to maybe scrape something together because he's got a
Oh
real
man, he
chance,
turned
and
that
that
pretty
re-clear
fast in the
is
end.
excellent. Nice flash from MTA.
Yeah, MTA just setting himself up, you know? If he doesn't have his jet on the side of the map, he can go get it done himself.
And when Kesnet is lurking,
I mean, the knife hits
he puts on
3.
those shoes.
This is what I was saying, though. It's so hard to play into ramps because you're going to have these fights. MTA has 3.
Down A.
The new man finds a big round here.
I changed the A to a K because he didn't get the assist. He's getting the kills,
He's getting the kills. Should pitch that to him. Trent gonna try and salvage this one. And MTA, another flash. Spots out Trent, and he actually didn't see him. That first time, if Trent got that kill, there would have been a chance, but Melzer takes him down. And now it is Net a world away.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
spike
Shai
not
is fully on
necessarily
this.
in the best position for him here. But as you were pointing out before the round, because the money's down to just about 0 on everyone, keep hunting for your ones here. And those ones are being given to him. Shai's going to win it, though. No problem.
Big round there for KRU.
Remember, nobody's a hero when they're crying.
And G2 immediately gonna take a timeout here.
Oh, I like that.
All right, so the big difference was MTA. MTA just said, I'm going to start flashing through and fighting on my own and really dismantling the ramps.
I feel like when you watch KRU, there's kind of a
What the hell is this?
between new KRU and old KRU. New
Luton.
KRU, slow, mid-rounds,
Dude, who did this
Kesnet
one?
on one side of the map.
You
They're
mods are
playing
out of
really
control,
proper
man.
Valorant, sometimes too much, and then they'll switch back to old KRU, where they're swinging every angle, where they're pushing into you on defense, where they're flashing through random smokes, and that kind of phase shift makes them kind of dangerous to play against.
Yeah, you never fully know what to
It
expect.
gets worse. What
Honestly,
else is
for
in
G2,
there?
if they're trying to adapt to this, fighting through the walls, disrespecting them a little bit with those flashes and those fights, I think G2, if they want to look into this A site, instead of just full going up ramp, if they set
Minnie's-
that dive pattern to
Minnie's
be up
basement.
to Raptors and then wrap behind MTA, that would be the easy fix, but that's assuming KRU don't make any pivots in this round, and that can be a hard thing to do immediately coming out of a timeout.
What is nice is while they
That's
don't have a
so dumb.
Sentinel, with double initiator, they can be pretty mobile in where they're setting up, because you can stack towards one side and then re-clear with the sky flashes, with the KO flash and Kesnet following it up, or just Kesnet walking into space.
Okay, what did
Absolutely can. In this round, though,
They
we do have
decide
some
on
big
this
goals.
one?
So the possibilities with Showstopper and also the From the Shadows to get some.
They got a
mega
flash
dive going
line up
could
for
be
a peek on
brutal.
Heaven
They might
here.
just want to explode up ramp at the start.
Oh no, it's knife. Good knife.
KRU's gonna be
If knife
committed
hits,
into
then
this
flash
fight.
for the peak.
Klaus, he's directly in the line of fire if this all
What do we
comes
got?
in stuff.
Paranoia, ready to go into ramp, straight into Kesnet.
Can the rocket find value? That's the real question of this round. Or will the knife shut it down
Wah wah.
before it even gets a chance?
Sky Flash, so you can't kill the
Dive
knife?
through a smoke.
Nah,
That's tragic.
that's crazy. They're showing that they
Uh-oh.
can fight even further forward than previously. All the way
Guy
in front
finds
of their
perfect
infill.
timing
And I
with
think
the
that's
jump
KRU
peaks.
showing awareness of what ults their opponent had as well. Being able to throw at that setup. They haven't been throwing that knife every round. Sure, a lot of them they are, but there, it perfectly punishes.
And this just changes how G2 have to play their round, right? You're down 4v5, you have no dive. That turns into a lurk round, right? Cypher needs to look for something. Viper maybe wants to get active behind the wall. Try to find those windows, those 40-second windows around the KO knife, which is back up, but just got cast. Down at 15 seconds. That doesn't give you a lot of room to play if they're back up then.
MTA does have the KO ult online though. A great tool in the late round to stop and execute. G2 heading towards B though. Shy has had some magic moments this map thus far.
Great timing on that one. Reading it a little bit. Fault line cannot be played off of.
But he still has his second angle down towards Hell. The question is, how
much can they get between them?
Can they isolate these anchors off with the pinch from main? Smoke up for Melzer. That'll give him some protection. Is from the other side. Shy cuts down the players towards Heaven. Now it's just him. Drop in the fake on Noise. So many angles for him to get.
Trent comes out on top of that. 5 HP is instant reposition. Oh, he has to get spikes. They went down there.
10 seconds left here.
He might be tempted to ult.
They know there's a Viper's pit. They want to deny it. Flash forward. It's great onto net. Tragedy that he doesn't find a kill off of that.
What?
What a clutch!
There's no way it went down like this.
Net is a machine. The Red Bull clutch, and KRU just had no idea where he was. He got full flashed, was spamming into the wall.
I mean, he was spamming the guy that ran on towards the site, and then it felt like the second guy didn't hear the bullets.
He gets the job done.
There was no way.
No, he accidental. It's a mouse bug.
Let's go.
They don't believe it either.
That's a mouse bug for sure.
Journey there. He was the sole beam
KO mouse bug.
Had to peek out of the smoke to get that before finishing off the round.
Kesnet straight out of that moment.
Jump on mouse ball.
Will take a forward fight. He could get caught.
It happens on some mice.
No dash. Has to get out, but Leaf is not.
It's happened to him twice already. Oh really? Man, you got to change mouse if that happens that much. Surely.
It finishes and Kesnet shuts him down.
Knives up. It's the ults on both sides, and Leaf, the first to connect.
Look at the trades though.
Leaf on this site. And the spike
that was
on
nice.
the
They called a timing up towards middle as well.
His
information
is on the other side of the map. He needs to find both of these kills, and he's already got Shy. MTA, the other side, the spike still waiting. But now G2, they can group back up together. MTA though. The reflank towards Heaven. The shot is there.
Oh.
1v1. Knife out. Leaf ready.
That's done for Leaf. Just getting a little bit closer than he thought he would. 4 chances close this one out.
I mean,
Leaf's been looking good for sure.
Leaf is able to cut through it. So much to do with the neural theft coming in from Net. Net got a pick in mid, and Leaf was able to pre-fire.
Man, they got nothing in this fight.
Back in the site because of that info. And it was after Kesnet almost took over that site.
Imagine the world if Kesnet updrafted half a second earlier. Again, it's coming down to the 1%. A tiny difference from win and loss. Victory and defeat.
G2 on Sunset. Man, I'm telling you, if Kesnet doesn't oh my god, it kind of looked like the Astra suck kind of helped him a little bit with the movement.
That was long awaited to join this squad, and he is showing up.
Yeah, I think if Kesnet relaxed more, like if KRU did a VOD review on Sunset and Kesnet doesn't over-rotate, I reckon they would have won last time.
Kesnet, MTA,
it was a really easy fix.
Some kind of a miracle here to make it happen.
Oh, look at this ult, man. This one's done.
This is set up towards main. If they come back into this site without cutting those players off, it could be tragedy. Kesnet has fallen.
These flashes. Yeah, that was convincing, to be fair.
In the rematch, they look excellent.